Hello YouTube, TigerHawk709 here again doing a deck update on Dragunities, since I haven't done one since the March 2012 ban list. Um, been doing pretty good, usually been getting top 4 for the past month or so, usually going undefeated into top 4. I'll go ahead and just go straight into it. I've got the 3 Phalanx. I've actually kind of considered dropping it back down to 2. This past week I actually had a lot of issues drawing into nothing but the Phalanxes, and that's never good. So I might put in like another Terraforming or something. I got the 3 Duxes, pretty much staple for Dragunities. Also, 3 Legionnaires. I've got 1 Militum, 2 Aklis, also staples for Dragunities. Got 1 Brandy stock, just kind of random tech, extra cards, consonants, target, and then just kind of every once in a while it's nice to have a Dux that can attack twice. Got 1 Tribus, 1 Mistletoe, and 1 Pilum, 1 Neospatian Grand Mole, just kind of random tech. 2 Dark Simor. This guy has been very good to me, especially first turn when you get him and Stardust out. Kind of usually screws the opponent over a little bit, forces them to get desperate early. So even if they can get around it, they've usually used up several of their best cards right off the bat. And provided they can't do any serious damage to you when they do that, then you pretty much got the game. Got 1 Blackwing Boar of the Spear, 1 Zephyrus, 1 Gale, and 1 Kalima. This was another Bora. I kind of put Kalima back in for kind of my own version of Necrogarna to just kind of protect myself from big plays that clear my field and leave me basically defenseless. It's just kind of a last-ditch thing for main deck. And then, of course, all the Black Wings are used for removing from the graveyard or the hand for Simorg. And then I've got 1 Twin-Headed Behemoth, kind of old-school play. Useful to kind of bring back and be able to like Xyz or Synchro into level 5 or 6 or rank 3. Or just kind of last ditch some form of field presence into the next turn. On to spells, 2 cards Consonants for draw power and dumping tuners into the grave. 2 MSTs, 1 Terraforming, 3 Ravines, of course stable, 1 Quillpin of Goldos, quite good, allows you to recycle a lot of your Synchros or even your Duxes and Legionnaires back into the deck while bouncing a card on the field. 1 Monster Reborn, Pot of Avarice, recycle your Synchros, Duxes, and Legionnaires again. 1 card Destruction, and 1 Foolish Burial. Onto traps. We've got 1 Warning, 1 Call of the Haunted, and then 1 Spiritual Wind Art Miyavi. I might actually add a second one of these and play in lieu of the 3rd Phalanx, just because lately a lot of decks either play off stuff in the graveyard or play off in the hand, and it's actually quite useful having stuff go back to the bottom of the deck, because then they have to bother using cards to search them out again. Side deck, we've got Gemini Imps, kind of a defense for Dark Worlds. We've got a 2nd Legionnaire and a 2nd Pilum. This is largely for, especially in my locals, a lot of people like to do Macros Cosmos builds, and this is useful for, because Pylum allows you to special summon a Winged Beast from your hand and equip him, and then of course Militome allows you to special summon Dragunity from the spell trap card, so it kind of allows a little bit getting around Macros Cosmos, and then also for heavy extra decks, say Dino Rabbit and Magias and stuff, when you go into game 2, like extra chance to go into Synchro for 7 with these two, and to Trident, and then basically mill out their Logias before they can even. I mean, you have to get both in first turn, but still, it's nice option and ability. And then we've got two DD Crows, basically Insectors, alternate Dragon builds or Dragunity builds. Other things I don't remember right now. On Return from Dimension, again, a lot of people in my locals play Macros Cosmos, or just other remove stuff from play builds. I like to have that on my side. 1D Prison, 1 Bottomless, Book of Moon, a second Bora. I like having some extra piercing in case I've got some stall decks going on. 1 Blackwing Sirocco for going up against either other Blackwings, or I've actually found him quite useful in against Dark World builds, because you get 2,000 beater. Most of the time you're not going to have a hand or a field, and then if you've got Zephrys in the grave, if you happen to have at least one other thing face up on the field, you can go and bounce that to revive Zephrys, and then run over whatever their dragon is. I've got Dark Hole, second Spiritual Window at Miyabi, and then 2 compulsory evacuation devices. Extra deck. We've got Utopia, number 20 Giga Brilliant, Scarred Warrior as an alternate level 5 Synchro, Vortex the Whirlwind, Iron Chain, Black Rose Dragon, Ancient Fairy Dragon, very good for this deck, especially against other decks with field spells. Trident Dragon, 1 Variana, 1 Trident. Got 2 Guy Bulbs, 1 Guy Derg, Stardust, and Red Dragon Archfiend. That's it for my Dragunities. Feel free to like and comment at will. Any suggestions would be welcome. Thank you, and see y'all next time.